Hello dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So students, I'm your EVS educator again here with a new chapter. And today we have chapter unit 2, life around us. So what we are going to learn in this? That we already know that in our surroundings we have a lot of living things rather than us. So today we are going to learn about that. So have a look on it. In our surrounding we see many kinds of plants and animals. We enjoy watching their different shapes. In our surroundings, we see many kinds of plants and animals. We enjoy watching their different shapes, colors, and behaviors. The more we observe, the more we learn about their interesting lives. The curiosity helps us explore further and discover new things. It also teaches us to be kind and respectful to all living beings. By taking care of plants and animals, we help in maintaining a healthy and a balanced environment. This unit helps children understand the natural world around them. It includes 3 chapters that promote observation, care, and coexistence with nature. So, what we are going to learn in this unit, we already know that we have other living things as well. For example, we have plants, for example, we have animals. So it is not only mandatory to respect only human beings. We always consider that we have to give respect to plants as well as animals, because these are also living beings now, right, like us and you. Okay, so what we are going to know here, that what kind of behavior we have to show towards our plants and animals, and why we need to learn this, because this lesson will help you to manage a healthy and a balanced environment. Because when all living things are gather each other, they know how to respect each other, they will be converted into a healthy and balanced environment. And what are the other things, what we are going to learn in this unit, that they are we learn about the observation, the care, and the coexistence with the nature, how we have to observe them, how we have to care them, and how we have to respect it with our coexistence nature. Okay, so here we have chapter number 4, getting to know plants. Now we are going to know about the living things, which is plants. So what are the learning objectives we have? By the end of the chapter, the students will be know the different types of plants. Means basically we know about the different types of plants we have. Identify trees, shrubs, herbs, grasses, climbers, and creepers. Learn about the parts of plant and their functions. Also we are going to learn about their functions and their parts. Understand the structure and role of leaves. Observe different shapes, sizes, and colors of leaves. Identify plants by their smell, leaves, and fruits. So the uses of plants in daily life. Learn simple ways to care for plants and do fun activities using parts. Develop love and respect for plants. Okay, so many kinds of plants. In this, what we understand in this what we understand that plants are all around us. If you see in your school, you have so many trees around you, so you have so green things around you, right? They come in many shapes and sizes. Based on their sizes and how they grow, plants are grouped into 5 types. So we already know that we have a lot of types of plants, and what we have to understand, based on their size, okay, and based on their how they grow, we classified plants into 5 types. What are the types? Wait, what are those types? First of all, we have tree. These trees are big and strong plants. They have a thick woody stem called trunk. So if you see this part, this part is referred as the trunk. Okay, they have many branches that spread out with leaves on them, and this part is referred as your the collection, the group of branches. Okay, The roots of trees go deep down into the soil, and in this, it's not possible to see the soil, but the roots are inside the soil. Trees provide us with shade, fruits, wood, and fresh air. You see here, roots, and there's some below under this tree, so you get shadow, shade as well. Now, examples: mango tree, neem tree, banyan tree, coconut tree, jackfruit tree, amaltas tree, peepal tree, and chinar tree. So these are the examples we have. Basically, tree, how we classify them. We have a trunk, this part, and we have a collection of branches, this part. This all together becomes a tree which is long in size, as you see. Okay. After this, we have long roots inside the soil, and these trees are able to give us shade, fruits, wood, and fresh air. And what are the examples we have for the trees? We have mango tree, banyan tree, neem tree, coconut tree, and peepal tree. Next, we are going to learn about the shrubs. So the next category we have shrub. Shrubs. Shrubs are small and bushy plants. They have many woody stems and branches growing close to the ground. Shrubs are smaller than trees but stronger than herbs. Some shrubs have flowers or thorns. So what we understand here, if you've seen, there we have pictures of shrubs where we have to understand this part. First of all, their size. What we understand here, shrubs are small. So these are small in size as compared to trees. Clear? Next, bushy plants. So you see, it is a structure like a bushy. Okay. They have many woody stems and branches growing. So if you see, one branch, two branch, lot of branches are there. Four. So many branches we have growing close to the ground. And this is because this is small in size, so it's grow close to the ground. Shrubs are smaller than trees but stronger than herbs. The next category which we are going to learn. Some shrubs have flowers or the thorns. Thorns means kate basically. So if you see, a rose plant have thorns as well as the flowers. And what are the examples we have for the shrubs? We have rose plant, we have hibiscus plant, we have cotton plant. Okay. Now the next category, wait. The pulses dals we eat all are seeds of shrub. Example, tur, pigeon peas, masoor, red lentils, moong, green gram, and urad, black gram. So here we understand that the pulses which we eat with the rice, those are also an example of the shrubs. And what are the category we have? Tur dal, masoor dal, moong dal, and urad dal. Next category we have herbs and grasses. Herbs and grasses. Herbs are small and soft plants. So if you see, these are the herbs plant which are soft, small and soft plants. They have thin and green stems. Herbs live for a short time. Many herbs are used Many herbs are used as food or medicine. Example, tulsi, meat, tomato, coriander, and spinach. First of all, if you see here, this is the part of your, this is smaller in size as compared to shrubs. Okay, clear? Next, the stems are green in color. What we understand here? First, they are small, soft plants and they have green stems. With green stems, they also thin in size and they live for a small period of time. And these foods, these herbs are basically used for the use as for food or medicinal uses. What are the examples we have? We have tulsi, we have mint, we have coriander, we have spinach. The next we have, which is grasses. So grasses are short and green plants. They are types of herbs. Their stems are hollow. They have thin, flat or narrow leaves. Grasses are found in gardens and fields. So what we understand here, that these grasses are part of the herbs only. Okay. They are green in color and very short in size as compared to herbs. Next, they are types of herbs. We already understand their stems are hollow, means their stems are hollow, empty. Now they have thin, flat or narrow leaves. These type of leaves you seen in grasses, thin, flat, and narrow. Now, grasses are found in gardens and fields. If you see your garden, if you see your parks, so you see this type of grasses there. Next, what are the examples we have? Lawns, grass, and wild grass. Lawn, grass, and wild grass. Lawn grass. Lawn grass and wild grass. The food grains such as wheat, rice, bajra, ragi, jowar, and barley are grasses. Sugarcane and bamboo are tall grasses. Bamboo is a special type of grass that lives for many years. So in herbs category, we already understand that these type of plants are not to live for a longer time period. But what we understand here, that bamboo, which is a type of a grass, it's a special one because it's live for many years. Okay. Next, the fourth category we have, which is climbers. Climbers are weak plant. They have thin and flexible stems. They need support to grow upwards. They climb on straight walls or other plants. Most climbers have tendrils to hold on to supports. Examples: money plant, grapevine, bean plant, gourd, snake gourd, and cucumber. So what we understand here, if you see, money plant is a very common plant which you see in your surrounding, and this is an example of your climber. And what we see here, this type of money plant always need a support because they lie downward, and we have to take it in upward direction. So we have to hold with a. So what we understand here, that climbers एक बार कर देती हूँ. So what we understand here, climbers are weak plant. As you see in your money plant, which is a very common plant in your surrounding, you see they always lie downwards. If you want to take in upward direction, so you have to put a wooden pipe or wooden thing in, like, and then you have to attach it with accordingly to take it in upward direction only. They need support to grow upwards. So this wooden pipe, or if you see this would help to give support. Okay, and all type of climbers you see in this support. Here we have, here we have, here we have. Okay, because they lie downwards, and if we want to take it upward, we need a support. They climb on sticks, walls, or other plants. Most climbers have tendrils to hold on to support. What are the examples we have? We have money plant, grapevine, bean plant, bottle gourd, snake gourd, and cucumber. These are the examples we have for the climbers. Next, we have creepers. Creepers are also weak plants that creep or spread on the ground. They cannot stand upright. Many creepers grow big fruits, example pumpkin and watermelon. As you seen, this kind of plant, the creeper, which is only lie on the ground only. They cannot take a upward in direction. Okay. So what we understand here, these are the weak plant category we have, which is creepers, and they cannot stand. They lie on the ground only, and basically they have big fruits because they are big in size, right? So they need a heavy support. So it could not be possible if they, because these are very weak plants, so if we put it upward, so the fruit will not considerably have it their full size. So if they are lying on ground, they have that capability. Now we are going to learn about the parts of a plant. So as you see in here, what are the parts of a plant? A plant has a plant has many parts. Each part has a special job. Roots. Roots are grow under the ground. They hold the plant in the soil. They take in water and nutrients from the soil. So this part is referred as your root. What is the function of the root? So the water which is absorbed from the soil, it's help with the root, and further this water will transport to the other parts of the plant. Where they present? They are present inside the soil. Next we have stem. The stem stands straight and holds the plant up. It carries water and food to all parts of the plant. It bears leaves, flowers, and fruit. So, we've seen this long part which give us support or structure to the plant, that is refer is your stem. Next thing, the next function we have for the stem, the water, the nutrient which is consumed by the roots, it will be transferred to the other parts with the help of the stem only. Okay. Next, the other things like flower, leaf and food is bared on the with the help of the stem only. Now, the third part we have leaves. Leaves are usually green. They make food for the plants using sunlight, air and water. This food making, it's called photosynthesis. Next part we have these leaves. Okay, they what are the function we have for the leaves? Basically, leaves are green in color. So with the help of air, with the help of sunlight, with the help of water, these leaves helps plant for making their food. And the process of making food is referred as the photosynthesis, where we understand that photo means light, sunlight, and synthesis make a process of making. So with the help of sunlight, when leaves make their food, that process is referred as the photosynthesis. But not only with the sunlight, we need air and water as well, and the chlorophyll which is present in the green, which is present in the leaves only. The next category we have, the next part, the flowers. Flowers are the colorful part of plant. They help the plant to make seeds. So you already understood, because you see so many flowers in your home on festival, on any kind of occasion. So these are your flowers. Some flowers further converted into fruit, and some flowers will help us to give seeds. And further, these seeds are using which we sow inside the soil, and further a seed become a bigger plant. So without seed, we cannot imagine our plant grow. Okay. Next, we have fruits. Fruits grow from flowers, they have seeds inside them. So already we understand that fruit function is also providing seed and other thing, fruits which is very tasty like mango, apple, banana, right? Which is healthy for us also. Next we have seeds. Seeds grow into new plants. Some seeds are small and some are big. So we have two types of seeds, big and small. If you see mango tree which is very big in size, if you see apple tree which is very small in size. So these are the types of seeds. And what is the function of seed? Without seed we cannot grow a plant basically. Next we have leaves of plants. Leaves are the green part of a plant. They grow on the stem or branches. Leaves make food. They use sunlight, air and water to make food. This process is called photosynthesis. Helps plants breathe. Leaves help plants breathe. They take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Leaves give shade and cool air. Big leaves give shade and help keep the plant cool. So what we understand here, this is a process of photosynthesis. Okay, what we understand here, photosynthesis. We already discussed it that photo means light and synthesis means making process. So what we understand here, that with the help of sunlight, when leaves making their food, that is referred as photosynthesis. But in this process, we need other material as well. What are those other materials? Carbon dioxide, water, and one thing more, which is chlorophyll, which you're going to learn in your higher classes. But the two main things, rather than light, we have carbon dioxide and water. How will they function? When plants take oxygen, when plants take carbon dioxide inside, they remove oxygen outside, which is a very important thing, which is need for the living things like animals, like human beings, because we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is waste for us and useful for the plants, and oxygen is waste for plants and useful for human beings. It means we are interdependent to each other. Next thing, with the help of this energy, what will happen? The plants take carbon dioxide, they take water from the roots, and further they form their food and they just exhale out oxygen. Okay, this process is referred as the photosynthesis. Now, structure of a leaf. A leaf has different parts. Each part has a job to do. The first we have leaf blade, lamina. If you see here, you have your leaf blade, lamina, and each part, okay, it is the flat and green part of the leaf. It is where the leaf makes food for the plant. The flat part in your leaf, that is referred as your lamina. Then midrib, this is your midrib. Okay, this part, this blade, this part is referred as your lamina. This midrib, it provide a structure to the leaf. It is the main thick line in the middle of the leaf. It gives support to the leaf. Then we have veins, as you see in here. These are the veins we have in the leaf. These are the small lines on the leaf. They carry water and food in the leaf. Basically, as we have veins in our hand, in our leg, which help us to provide nutrients from one organ to other organ. Similarly, leaf also have veins which help us to provide water and food to the leaf. Next, we have petiole, leaf stalk. It is the small stem that connects the leaf to the plant. It holds the leaf. So, if you see, this part is connected to the big plant. So, this is a petiole which is make a interlink, basically a connection between the big plant and a leaf. This is your structure of leaf. Next, leaves are different. How they are different? Now we have different shape and size leaves which we are going to discuss. Leaves come in many shapes. Leaves may be of different shapes such as round, lotus leaf, oval, guava leaf, heart shape, beetle leaf, long and narrow coconut leaf, hand shape, cotton leaf. So these are the pictures we have. Big and round lotus leaf, which is big and round, guava leaf like an egg, beetle leaf like an heart, coconut leaf thin and long, and cotton leaf looks like the fingers of a hand. Okay, now leaves are of different sizes. We have different sizes as well, big, small, right? We see leaves of different sizes such as big leaves, banana lotus, medium leaves, mango neem, and small leaves, grass tulsi. So we categorize this size of leaves into three categories: big one, medium, intermediate, and the smaller one. What are the examples we have for the big one? If you see banana tree, next we have grass leaf, tulsi. No, banana tree is an example of a big tree. Grass leaf is an example of intermediate, we can say. Tulsi leaf is small in size. Mango leaf is intermediate level. Neem tree leaf is small in size. Okay. And the lotus leaf is big in size. Now most leaves are green. Now we are going to learn about their color. Okay. So most leaves are green in color. Most leaves are green in color. They have a green substance called chlorophyll. We already discussed about this. The green color present in leaves just because of this thing which is referred as the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll helps leaves make food from sunlight. Without chlorophyll, we cannot make, plants cannot make their food. Because of this, plants grow and stay healthy. Some leaves may also have other colors like red, yellow or purple, but green is the most common. The most common thing we see in plants which is your green in color, but we have other colors as well. We have red leaves, yellow leaves and purple leaves. Okay. Next, some plants have a special smell as well. So what is this? मैं तो बस ऐसे देख रही थी. Some leaves have special smell. Some leaves have a nice smell. These smell are different and help us to know the plant. For example, tulsi leaf have strong and sweet smell, and coriander leaves smell fresh and are used in food. Curry leaves have a spicy smell and are used in cooking. Mint leaves smell cool and fresh. Lemongrass leaves smell like lemon. So each and every type of plant or leaf we have their different smell, which is very nice, and they have a particular function as well. If we are talking about tulsi, so it is a strong and it is used as a medicinal thing. Okay. If we are talking about the coriander, it is used as a garnishing thing in our making food process. Next, we are talking about the curry, which is also used in food making process. Then lemongrass, we use lemon tree, so we use lemongrass inside that. Mint is used in cold drinks, basically. So these are the pictures of leaves. We have tulsi leaf, coriander leaf, curry leaf, mint leaves, and lemongrass leaf. Now we are going to learn about the fruit have different smells. Fruits have their own special smell. Some fruits have a strong smell while others have mild smell. So can you imagine what are the fruits which have their strong smell? You can imagine, you can identify their name without seeing them. So if I'm thinking about this, so I can say, right, mango, it is have a strong smell. And the other fruits which we cannot imagine just by closing the eyes, what are those? It could be your banana, right? So we can often guess the fruit just by smelling it. For example, mango has a sweet and strong smell. Pineapple smells sweet and fruity. Jackfruit has a very strong smell. Guava smells sweet and fresh. Jamun has a light, juicy smell. Orange has a fresh and citrusy smell. Banana smells soft and sweet, and apple has very mild and fresh smell. So just by smelling it, we can identify which kind of fruit it is. The importance of plants in our life. What are the importance we have? First of all, plants are very important for us. Without plants, we cannot imagine our life, because plants gives us oxygen, plant gives us fruit, different types of vegetable, different types of fruits we only have just because the plants. They help us in many ways, give us oxygen. The first function we have, they are doing for us, they are give oxygen. Without oxygen, we cannot live a single second. Plants made oxygen which we breathe in. Example, trees like people and neem give us fresh air. Next, give us food. So what importance of plants. Plants are very important for us. They help us in many ways. We already know that plants give us so many things, different type of vegetable, different types of fruit we have only because of the plants. Next, give us oxygen. Plants make oxygen which we breathe in. Example, trees like people and neem give us fresh air. Give us food. We get fruits, vegetable, grains and pulses from plants. Without plants, we cannot imagine any kind of fruit, any kind of vegetable, any kind of pulses in our life. Next, example, we have mango, potato, wheat, rice, moong dal. Give us medicine. As we already discussed that tulsi is a medicinal plant we have. So some plants are used to make medicines. Example, tulsi, neem, aloe vera. Give us wood. We get wood from trees to make furniture and houses. Example, teak, sal and bamboo. Without the plants, we don't have wood, because the trunk part of the big trees, it plays in a very important role, which is a reason where which is a reason we have furniture in our home or school. Give us shade and shelter. Trees give us cool shade and also shelter birds and animals. Example, big trees like banyan and mango tree. So what we understand here, we give the we take shade from the trees, but birds, some kind of animals, take plants and big trees as their home. Next, help in bringing rain. Plants help keep the air cool and they help in bringing rain. Plants also plays a very important role to bringing rain. So can you imagine what is the importance of plants in our life? So always keep in mind that we have to respect the plants. Okay. Now keep our environment clean. Plants take in carbon dioxide and give us clean air. If we have a big amount of carbon dioxide, so what will happen? We just only exhale carbon dioxide and inhale carbon dioxide only. Just because plants are there, so they can use carbon dioxide inside and exhale oxygen outside, which is very important for us. Now, how to take care of plants. So this is the importance we already understood about the plant. Now we have to understand how we need and how we have to take care our plants. So what are the things we have to keep in mind? First, we must take care of plants just like we take care of friends, of our friends. Here are some simple ways. Give enough water to the plants every day, but don't give too much. You have to pour the water inside the plants in an optimum amount only. Next, keep the plants in a place where they got Keep the plants in a place where they get sunlight. Plants need sunlight to grow. As we already discussed, without sunlight, plants cannot make their food. So always keep in mind that you have to take care and you have to place your plant in a place where the optimum amount of sunlight is there. Remove yellow or dry leaves to keep the plants healthy. If you see the dead and leaves on your plant, so you have to remove that. Be careful while walking near plants. Never step on them or pull them. Always keep in mind that you have to never step on the plants, okay, and never pull them, okay. Next, keep the plants clean. If they are insects, inform an adult. Always keep in mind you have to inform your adults if you see any kind of insects inside your plants. You can even talk to your plant. Plants feel happy when we care for them. Let's grow more plants and take care of them with love. Because plants are also living organisms, so when we talk them, they feel happy or they grow much longer. Now, creativity with parts of plant. What are the creativity we can do with the parts of plant? Let's see here. Plants are not just useful, they can be fun too. Use your imagination and enjoy creating with nature. You can use parts of plants in fun and creative ways. Here are some simple ideas. Leaf art. Collect dry leaves of different shapes, paste them on paper to make animals, birds, or patterns. You can also paint the leaves and press them on paper for print. So what you can do, don't take the healthy plants, you can take dry leaves and you can take a paper and you can paste on them. So you will imagine, you will make a bird, you will make a pattern. And further, if you don't want to make bird or pattern, you can take your leaf and put the color on it and you can take a shadow of it. You can take paste on it, so it will also interesting. Flower decoration. Use dried flowers to make greeting cards. Stick flowers to decorate your school projects or a bookmark. You can also use the dry flowers to make a rangoli also. Now, seed craft. Use seeds like rajma, chana, moong to make pictures. Paste them to create designs like trees, butterflies, or houses. So we have so many interesting and creativity things with the help of the parts of the plant. Now we have fruit and vegetable printing. Cut fruits or vegetables like okra or apple in half, dip in paint and press on paper to make patterns. You can also dip the half part of the fruits inside the paint and take the pattern from it. Now stems and twigs are use small sticks or twigs to make fences, huts or trees on paper. Now what are the needs of plants? So here we have needs of plants. Plants are living things, we already discussed, like us, okay. They need some basic things to grow healthy and strong. Happy plants grow better when we give them sunlight, water, air, and lots of love. Let's learn what they need. The first thing, they need sunlight, because with the help of sunlight, they can make their food. Plants need sunlight to make their food. Without sunlight, they cannot grow well. The next thing, water, because without water, again, they cannot make their food, right? Plants need water to stay alive. Water helps them grow and keeps their leaves fresh. Next, air. Plants take in Plants take in air to breathe. They use a gas called carbon dioxide from the air to make food. They also need air like us, but we need oxygen and they need carbon dioxide. Now, the last and the most important thing, the care. If we don't care it, so it cannot be further make their food, they cannot grow well. So we must take care of plants, remove dry leaves, water them regularly and keep them safe from animals or insects. We always have to keep in mind that we have to take care to their plants and always save them from animals or insects. Now the fun part we have, collect your friends' bark rubbings, try to guess which trees it came from just by looking at the patterns. Every tree has a different bark, just like every person has a different fingerprint. And students, this is the end of your chapter. This is the fun part you have to do with your friends, and I hope so you understood it very well. Now I'm going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye bye. Have a good day.